Good morning again, boys and girls. So today is Thursday, and the book that we're going to read is called The Flower Garden, and it is written by Eve Bunting and illustrated by Catherine Hewitt. I really love this book because I think the pictures in it are just gorgeous. I think they're beautiful, and I love the pictures of all the kids in this book. But before we start this book, I want to tell you, in case you don't know, Sunday is Mother's Day. And if we had been at school, we would have made something for you to take home for your moms or grandma or aunt or whatever person that lives with you and takes care of you. But we're not at school. But I want you to remember that it is Mother's Day on Sunday. So if you can, take some time to draw a picture or just draw a card, or even if all you do is give them a hug or a kiss and tell them you love them, that will make their day, even in light of everything going on. But anyways, let's go ahead and write. We're going to read the book, but just remember that for this weekend. Flower Garden. Garden in a shopping cart. Doesn't it look great? So you see, they went to the store and bought some plants. Garden on the checkout stand. I can hardly wait. Garden in a cardboard box, walking to the bus. So they got their plants and they're walking to the bus. Garden sitting on our laps. People smile at us. Why are they smiling at them? Yeah, I think, plants make people happy, don't they? Flowers make people happy. So this morning, before I started recording this, I was looking at pictures from this year because I'm going to make a slideshow that I can show you all of all the pictures from this year. But one of the ones I was looking at is from one of the days. I don't remember when it was, but anyway. And someone brought me flowers. I think it was somebody from First Methodist Church, but anyway. And then all of you all were standing around me, and we were hugging. So that made me feel good and feel happy. So I bet that's how they were feeling too. Garden going up the stairs, stopping at each floor. Why do you think they're having to stop? Because, if you go up several flights of stairs, it's a lot of work, and you've got more than one plant, right? A bunch of plants. This garden's getting heavier. At last, our own front door. So they got to the door. Hurry, hurry, get the trowel, spread the papers thick. Get the bag of potting soil. Get the planting mix. Put purple pansies at each end, daisies white as snow, daffodils, geraniums, and tulips in a row. Garden in a window box high above the street. Where butterflies can stop and rest and ladybugs can meet. Walkers walking down below will lift their heads and see purple, yellow, red, and white. A color jamboree. chocolate on a birthday cake. Chocolate ice cream too. Happy, happy birthday, Mom. A garden box for you. The end. So in that story, where did they plant their flowers? They planted it in a flower box, which a flower box really just can be any kind of box that also has a little hole at the bottom so that if it gets too much water, that some of the water can drain out of it. Now, when we planted in the garden, in Global Gardens, right, we planted in the ground, but not all of us have that as an option because sometimes, especially if you live in apartments, then that's not really our place to be able to do that, but we could do a flower box. And there are all sorts of different things that you can put plants in. All it really needs is some kind of container, and it has a little hole at the bottom to drain out the extra water. Now, you don't want to use like a paper cup. I mean, you can use a paper cup at first, or like a packing box, because that will, once you get water and soil in it, it will start to tear down the box or the cup. So in general, it's better to do something that's like plastic or made more durable. So anyway, that's some ideas. If you have time to do some planting, it's pretty fun to be able to look and watch the plants grow, right? Okay, I will see you back in just a minute. Good morning, boys and girls. So it is Friday, and we're going to do a science experiment. And so I'm actually in my laundry room right now. So I just put a box down, and we have 3 plates, and we have 3 different types of milk. Okay, so I'm hoping you'll be able to see this pretty decently. But, and I may end up moving the camera a little bit at times. So I have 3 different types of milk. This is reduced fat milk, so it's 2%. So I'm going to take this milk, and I'm going to put it in here. Okay. And then I've got this one, which is skim milk. And so skim milk means it's fat-free, so there's no fat in it. And I'm going to put that in there. And the last one I have is whole milk. And whole milk is the kind of milk that's got the most fat in it. So when they make whole milk, they don't take any of the fat out. With skim and 2%, they take a certain part of the fat out. So I'm going to try to pour it in here and not make a big mess. Okay, so in 1 minute, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some food coloring in each one of these plates of milk, and we're going to see what happens. So before I do that, I want you to think for a minute, what do you think is going to happen if I put food coloring in with milk? Okay, well, we're going to find out. Are you ready? Okay. So I have yellow. Do you see that yellow? That doesn't really look yellow, does it? It looks red in here, but the lid tells me it's yellow. So I'm going to put about 3 drops of yellow. I'll put another one. Okay. Now I've done the yellow. Now I have red. You remember last week we talked about red, yellow, and blue are primary colors? And so when you put those 3 colors together, then you can just see what happens. All right, so there's my red, and my last one is blue. So I'm going to put some blue food coloring in here. So I'm going to stop the camera for a second. I'm going to turn it around so you can see what's happening in the bowls of milk, so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are with the 3 types of milk, and we have the food coloring in here. Now, the next day part, what I'm going to do. Okay, so I was recording that and then it just stopped. So I'm going to go back and redo a little bit of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Q-tip. Can you see my Q-tip? It's a clean Q-tip, doesn't have anything in it. And I'm just going to dab on my milk with it to see anything happen. Anything happen there? Nope. So then I'm going to take this one over here and I'm going to dab in there. Would anything happen? Nope. And the last one is this one over here. And I am going to dab it right there. Anything happen? No. Okay, so this is our last part, and it should be kind of fun. So in this measuring cup right there, I have some dishwashing liquid. And dishwashing liquid is the kind of soap that you would use if you were washing your dishes, okay? So anyway, so that's what at my house, when I do dishes, that's what I'm using. So what I'm going to do, if I can hold this without breaking anything, is I am going to take a Q-tip right here, and I'm going to just dab it in here. And then I'm going to dab it back in the milk, and we'll see if anything happens to it. Oh my goodness, did you see that? How it all spread out. Okay, so now I'm going to get a little bit more right here. And then I'm going to put it in here, see what happens. What happened? You see how it all spread out? Okay, now I'm going to get one more, if I can do it out. And this time we're going to do that one over there. So I'm going to put that in my dishwashing liquid. And then, did you see what happened to that one, boys and girls? That was so interesting to me. Do you know why that one was interesting? Because I hadn't even touched the milk, and it already started going and spreading all out. That is so interesting. This would be really neat to do at school, and maybe we could do some artwork with it too if we had time. I don't know, that might be something we do later. But do you see all the colors and how they mixed? Yeah, it really has to do with the 3 types of milk, has to do with the fat content in the milk. So this one over here was my whole milk, and it had the most fat in it. So when I even got close to the food coloring, it started separating. So this one here was my skim milk, and that one was my 2% milk. So they have some fat in it. You see the skim milk? It did the least amount of color mixing. And then that one was next because it has, so this had the first one here had no fat. That had a little bit of fat. And then that one over there had the most fat because that was that whole milk again. So the one with the 2% still did it though, didn't it? Isn't that interesting? Okay, I'm going to stop for a second and then I'll turn it back around so I can talk to you for just a minute. Okay, boys and girls, so that was our stuff for today, for Friday. So this is our next to the last week. Next week, we will finish up doing school stuff. And we will do another science experiment next Friday because I love science experiments. We didn't get to do very many of those when we were in our room. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Also, next week, towards the end of the week, I've been working on making a slideshow with all of our pictures in it from the school year. So I will let your moms know when it's posted, and then you can see all the pictures. a lot of times when I'll do a slideshow for kids in my class, I'll keep it somewhat short because of how long it takes to watch it. But because you're home and I'm here and no one's at school, I'm just putting all the pictures I have in it. So everything from our Discovery Lab trips to when we did worms and when we got our book buddy with Miss Armstrong. So all that stuff is going into the video, and I really, really, really hope that you'll take the time to watch it and just remember all of the fun things that we did this year, okay? I love you guys. Take care of yourself. Make sure you get something to eat. Do Waterford if you can today, and I will talk to you on Monday. Love you.